Are we live? We are live. All right. We are going to put a little unlicensed music on real quick.
This song, as all of our songs,
while we're waiting for folks to show up,
whatever to do
we'll be right there. Oh, squirrel.
There was a bug, a rare bug. There's a great bug in a rattling bug. And I was down in the valley, oh, rattling bug, down in the valley, oh,
packages are going out today. I have them all packed up in the truck. Lefty's taking them out for me today. What up, Reservation Fire? You're getting one too. I got packs for everybody, including cards. Don't trip. I got some schmancy cards for y'all too. I just finished a new batch of strawberry coffee.
Now in that hole there was a tree.
I can get all these windows managed. Chat.
Now on that tree there was a limb, a rare limb and a rattling limb.
Now do I have your Do I have your address, Small Tubes? Did you send me that? Let me double check. What up, Michael Law? Let me double check to make sure I got your address, homie. I don't know if I actually got that. Yeah. I know. I've been Small Tubes. I don't need your bucks. It's just been fucking hellish busy, man. What the hell? Why am I trying to connect to chat still?
Now on that limb there was a branch, a rare branch, a rattling branch, and a branch, and a limb of the tree, and the hole, and the hole, and the bog, down in the valley.
Hang up on that. If I have your Addy, I'll get it out today. I don't know. Yours, I don't know if I have the address written on it. All the other packages are in the car. The address is written on it. Hold on one second. Let me get rid of this fucking music. Now that we got I was playing that because I didn't think anybody would be here immediately. So. But you guys are. So, I don't know if y'all caught my last fucking Monday where I ran to court and fucking blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, we lost our house last week. So, I have been moving and hustling and getting my freaking kids rehomed. And, oh, don't send it in here. That's a terrible place to put it. But yes, I did not have it in here. I'll take a picture of it because I'm deleting that. It's gone now. Retracted by me. I don't want that to show up in live because okay, here's the deal. Live stuff on YouTube now, the top chat displays. So anything that you put in that fucking top chat will be replayed eventually. So, yeah. I done fucked up and got Small Tubes on me. I have a cart for you, Small Tubes. Yeah. I didn't have it, but I should now. I just checked in my Discord, and if it wasn't in Discord, you may have had it on email. I got 90 different platforms, guys. Like I said, I just lost my house. We're living, me and Ms. Mardoober are technically living in a motel right now. I touch myself, top chat readers. That we all know that. You must not be at work today, Mike. Not using the Fisi McKeem. So, it's been a fucked up couple of weeks for me. I know I got a lot of stuff to do, but prioritize. It is what it is. Not only am I helping run with Lefty, a lot of canopy, but yeah, ready to head down to Indy for sure. I'm like getting there, it's for real getting there. But in the meantime, enough corporate branding. I'm going to flip my hat around where I'm comfortable instead of wearing it forward like I never do. And we're going to take a dab with y'all. I hope y'all got something to dab on. I got some of this here. This is some Vader OG. I heard that. I actually saw that on the Bingus show. Speaking of live chats that get saved, Bingus did a stream the other day, I think Father's Day, and he was talking to you and about you. I was there, or after the fact. I listen. Sometimes I put shows on and listen while I'm working. Oh, look at that beautiful glass. So, what up, G? Thanks for showing up. I know you at work. I'm pretty sure. About or two. Or maybe some other guy named Mike got some HLGs. I don't know. I wasn't watching chat. Not closely, at least. So, cheers, everybody. We're going to dab up a little bit of this Vader OG. Oh, the melt on that was sweet. Oh, where's my minion? Minion. Gotta have our minion, mildly penis. Oh. 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 God damn. Really? They gave you a nice deal, huh? Man, that Vader's all in the back, though. Oh, for real? Woo. Nice. Oh, he got that HLG follow. Yeah, HLG follows me too. Lefty's been talking about getting some HLGs as well, some 550s. Trying to save on some power. Speaking of cool companies, I just recently hooked up with an outfit called Hydrolock. Yeah, I'm not much of a dabber, and that was like a 0.1, 0.2 dab. That was a fat dab. It's still kind of going in there. Oh, I brought a little sweat in my head. You see that sheen? Whew. Grower's Choice CMHs, huh? You talking about the 630s or the 945s? Or the true 630s? Or what? I got nobody on the panel with me. What the hell are you doing? Mike, if you're not at work, come jump on. Quit just blowing up chat. Grab the link. Say with anybody else who wants to jump. It's in. I posted it in Discord. 315s. Yeah, we're using generic 315s as well, and they work really well. They slay. I'll go grab one and wave one at you. Yeah, they make you pay for that fucking YouTube Red if you want to like do something else while you're watching YouTube. Lefty and I are really trying to find the time. This is what it's really boiling down to, is that we've all got so many goddamn irons in the fire. Trying to find the time to get this set up in kind of a more, I don't want to say Adam Dunn show, but Adam Dunn show style, kind of, with a little more of a podcast feel to it. Small tubes has red, so he can multitask. And there he is. Speak of the devil. What up, dude?
So where are you staying? You're at a motel now?
Yeah, I'm not at the motel currently, but like we got a motel to stay in. It's a nice motel. It's not a trashy motel.
Yeah. Did your last kid graduate? Or do you still have other younger ones?
No, my oldest graduated high school. My youngest is on summer vacation, and my middle one's on summer vacation. My middle daughter lives with her mother currently. She moved back in with her when she was 12. She's now 15. It was about that age at which, she needed to go learn that lesson and live with her mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'd had her since she was 5. I got custody of my daughter when she was 5 and kept her till she was 12. And then she decided she wanted to go live back with her mom, and I decided that was probably a good call so that she could learn that lesson firsthand.
Yeah, same thing I did because I had step parents, so
yeah.
I lived forever with my mom, and then I was like, I want to live with my dad now. Fuck you. So I lived with my dad for a little bit and realized how shitty that was, and then went back with my mom.
She's been with her for a few years now. It's those teenage years when she's kind of rebelling a little bit, and I'm a little more of an authoritarian. I know it sounds weird coming from somebody who like smokes pot and grows his hair and beard out, but I'm a bit of an authoritarian at home. I don't beat my kids, but if I raise my hand like I'm gonna, they'll flinch.
Yeah.
I always say that's how you know you're doing it right. You don't have to beat your kids. You just got to make them think that you're gonna.
The art of fighting without fighting.
Oh, yeah. I think I've spanked my son maybe 5 times in 12 and a half years. But if I go like this, he's like, not because I ever backhand him, but because he know that like if I get real pissed and freaking do end up spanking his ass, he gonna feel it. Daddy Doober's hands are made of iron.
Yeah, I got whooped with the belt in my generation, so no one cared about it back then. It was just called parenting.
They all spare the rod. Hey, since I got you here and nobody else, we can get political, but we can get like crazy fun political.
Oh yeah, like how
following Paul Manafort. This is like the fucking like
guilty motherfucker, guilty.
Green. Lock him up.
Lefty was in here. We can talk about all of Trump's great business successes. Yeah, when there's smoke, there's fire, fellas. I mean, when you got, 17 people being indicted now, and one is now officially guilty and flipped.
Here's a fun one for y'all. Y'all realize Manafort was Reagan's guy, too, right?
Yeah, these are all deep state Republicans. These aren't Democrats. Like, this whole Trump keeps repeating that he's being targeted by Democrats. It's just a fucking flat-out lie. They're all Republicans, lifelong Republicans. Yep. Look, the idea to imagine that there are Republicans who don't like Trump is ridiculous, right? Trump stands for some extremist shit. You can't tell me there's Republicans that don't like this individual. You know what I mean? So, I mean,
there are some things. This is. I always crack up. I get people all the time that look at me and go, "Oh, you must be a Republican," and I go, "I maybe wear a red shirt, but I'm in a red state. I'm registered green, but yeah, there are some things that I don't buy into this whole liberal fucking hippie hand-holding bullshit either, just because I got a fucking beard and long hair. Same deal.
Yeah, well, I hate the fact that the term liberal has been coined to be like pussy or pansy. You know what I mean? Like, it literally has. Like, I'm a fighting liberal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was talking. Put the Nazi in the fucking face all day long. I could give a shit less about Nazis.
Goes back around, you become Ted Nugent.
Yeah, if it takes it too far, I'll be shooting pigs out of a helicopter. Yeah, screaming "fuck Obama." But I mean, it's kind of funny that the guy who led the Obama is a Muslim terrorist kind of thing is now our president. I mean, Trump is the guy who led the birtherism movement.
Honestly, I like a lot of Muslims.
I could give a shit less whether you're Muslim or not. If you're fanatical, I probably won't like you regardless of whether you're... Look, I had Jehovah's Witness knock on my door earlier, and I have a sign up that says, don't knock on my fucking door if you're religious or selling shit, right? So when they ignore that sign, that old man got the wrath this morning. And I feel bad for him afterwards, but I have a sign on my door specifically to not be knocked on by Jehovah's Witnesses.
You gotta get yourself a fucking old air rain horn and wire that motherfucker up.
I'm always like, the devil lives here. Go the fuck away. But it doesn't always work. Yeah. And he was old. I felt bad for him, so I wasn't really that mean to him. But I mean, I have a sign up. Don't knock when there's a sign on the door, man.
I don't really, feel like any religion that requires you to sell it to somebody else sounds an awful lot like multi-level marketing to me. I'm like, is this a pyramid scheme? How many people you got to save before you can guarantee your salvation? Wait, are you telling me that you're going to save me and then I got to go around and save all these people so that I can get... Man,
here's the thing. Look, if your salvation is not based upon your actual deeds and your merit, then your religion's fucking bullshit, right? If your religion means the only way you get to go to heaven is if you say the magic words like, oh, I believe in Jesus, that's all it takes to go to heaven, that's bullshit. If it's not based upon your actual deeds as a person, then what the fuck is God doing? You know what I mean? I don't want to go to... If heaven as the way it is now, like people say, then heaven is full of ex-cons and child molesters and murderers and all these born-agains. And
we talk about the deathbed confession?
Yeah, deathbed confessions, all that shit. Fuck that.
Technically, if you're a full Testament Christian, you should have some concept of purgatory. There will be some penance for the lives we've lived on earth. Purgatory
doesn't exist in the Bible. That was made by Dante.
Well, yes and no. There is some Old Testament references to, having to atone in between.
Well, if you go Jewish Old Testament, they don't even really believe in heaven per se. So
no, not as we recognize.
Not as the New Testament does, which is also fascinating. Is if you
just tell any Jehovah's that knock on your door that you used to be a Jehovah's Witness and they're not allowed to deal with people who have left the church. Probably for fear that you might get them to leave the church.
Yeah, that is true, what he's saying. Yeah, they're not allowed to talk to other Jehovah's Witnesses.
But
Jehovah's Witnesses are one of those weird ones because they're actually like super Christians. They're not Mormons who just invented their own religion. Jehovah's Witnesses are super Christians. They follow the book to the fucking T.
They're kind of I don't know. The ones that I see like that are the Seventh-day Adventists, and I live near Loma Linda, which is one of the hubs of Seventh-day Adventists in the world. Like they have a couple of real central locations, and Ann Arbor, Michigan, I think Des Moines, Iowa. They have a couple of cities that they've kind of taken over.
Well, it's kind of weird. They don't do birthdays. They don't do holidays. They don't pledge allegiance to the flag. That's all things Jehovah's Witnesses don't do because it supersedes God. They're like a much more strict version of Christianity. It's kind of
They don't wear jewelry. They follow closer dietary prescriptions. You know what I mean? You ever see a fat Jehovah or a fat SDA? I mean, they're very uncommon because if they're same with Hasidic Jews and Sephardic Jews, it's the same thing.
Well, what gets me with Jehovah's Witnesses is I believe they also believe in the 135,000 people only are the ones that actually get to go.
I have problems.
God, the rest of them. Yeah. I don't know. They're all those fucking Middle Eastern religions.
We're losing viewers left and right with this fucking political religious shit.
Well, we can go back to weed.
Let's talk about some weed. So
I've been in your stable.
I've been hustling my ass off with extracting lately, and dude, and this Lefty got me the dopest Father's Day gift.
What?
I gotta show this off.
That is pretty cool.
And he doesn't even watch. He doesn't even know. But he saw me post on a freaking some giveaway thread where they were giving away. And that's not all. Hold on. It came as a set because I was like, I don't give a shit about getting all that freebie weed, whatever. But I want the fucking grinder. And
fuck yeah.
I got, for Father's Day from Lefty, I got the Peace Among Worlds and the Rick and Morty grinder. So I got the nice.
So how did you and Lefty meet? Because you guys seem kind of like polar opposites a little bit.
We met through science. Are we going to go back? We always go back to the beginnings of science.
Well, I remember like when you started this channel, right? It was all about a Flushing argument you got into with.
Well, I mean, that's where it wasn't an argument. I made a post on Reddit, like questioning the practice, because as a lifelong agricultural person, it didn't make sense to me. Like, I've taken courses in plant biology and horticulture and you know, grafting and you know, plant propagation, and I mean, I understand a lot of these things, and I'm like, it doesn't make sense. You don't get phosphates in your apples if you fertilize them properly. That's not how fruits and flowers work.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, what? Like, it didn't make sense. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, if you don't flush, the nutrients will be in the flowers. That's not how it works. I mean, yes, you may change the way those flowers develop, and they may not develop as well as the fact that I am familiar with forced senescence. Being in a seasonal fruit crop was my, like, family business. My family's grown apples for 100 years. Mm-hmm. And so we understand, like, senescence better than most, because ripening in senescence is like the whole crux of being a good apple farmer or a great apple farmer. If you can understand how to read the fruit trees and the seasons and plant trees in the appropriate locations where the cold weather will influence the ones that need it, and the warmer slopes, the ones that are going to, you know, tend to bud early and be susceptible to frost in the spring. So you kind of got to judge your different cultivars. I mean, it's very similar to cannabis growing when you look at it. Plants are plants, man. When you're growing a plant for a harvest, as long your job is to give the plant the best environment you can so that it can propagate itself. That's what the plant's trying to make fruit. It's trying to survive. Mm-hmm. You know, they're having sex. Plants are doing it. We are forcing, with cannabis, we're kind of forcing them to wear a condom so that they're having safe sex, so that there's never any, like, beans, hopefully. I mean, ideally, in most people's grows, you're trying to avoid that unless you're growing specifically for a genetic project. You're trying to avoid the plants actually having sex. So you're growing kind of, unfertilized mothers. They're having a false pregnancy. And instead of filling with seeds, all the fats and oils that would have gone into making seeds, hemp seeds, which are really high in fat and oil, all that energy instead goes into producing just balls filled with resin, because they don't have any, like, seeds to fill. So they just dump the stuff out that they were going to make seeds with, and the plant excretes it, which is why you get more THC production on a plant that is unpollinated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting discussion. I mean, it's one of those things that's almost like a religion, because they always have the well, you don't smoke apples thing to fall back on.
I smoke apples. Tell me you haven't smoked out of an apple. Did you know it was flushed? Could you tell? Could you tell an unflushed apple from a flushed apple?
I couldn't. And I'll tell you what, though, I can't tell sativas from indicas, so I'm really not the guy to
You live out in a fucking area where there's apple farms. Can you tell a fucking store-bought from a goddamn fresh picked?
Yeah, a lot of times we can.
From somebody who loved it, from somebody who fucking abused it. Now, do you think there was really a whole lot different in the methodology of how those people grew those apples? Or was it all in the care of the farmer and the presentation to the supplier? It's the same in wheat. You know, when you're growing huge commercial crops and big Washington fucking, orchards to ship around the fucking world, do you think people give a shit about the quality of that fruit? Fuck no, it's a commodity.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Just like the big ass fields they got up in Oregon of fucking pounds they can't sell for fucking $100.
I mean, I only got 5 plants, and I'm always in there playing around with them. I couldn't imagine having 500. You know what I mean?
Imagine having 500,000. I mean, like, imagine there's Oregon's like nothing but pot. They killed their fucking market in that state, and they can't take it out because they have all these really strict laws. So the fucking shit's stuck there.
Yeah, well, that's the federal laws is what makes it stuck there. But,
well, part of it, they do have an adjacent border to another legal state. However, Oregon will not allow you to take pot to California or Washington.
federally, you
Oh,
can't
state.
cross state lines at all. So they'd have to violate. They're already kind of violating federal law, so they probably could just say, "Fuck it, we're going to do this anyway." But technically, you can't cross federal.
There are a couple workarounds. I'll let you know. Just
There
so
well
you know,
could be. Yeah.
the industry does have some people on that, and there are some kind of legal loophole workarounds, kind of like we were talking earlier in Discord chat about the legality of shipping unrooted clones and or seeds, as long as they're not intended for cultivation purposes. If they're a specimen sample or a specialty bird feed or reptile feed or something, you know what I mean? You can call whatever the hell you want, as long as it's not intended for cannabis, contains no THC, and it's not a plant or a, you know, living plant. It's you know.
Well,
not.
you could test the limits of your local law enforcement is what you could do. But I guarantee you, you walk down. I mean, they'll arrest you for a goddamn stem here. So I mean, whether it has THC in it or not is irrelevant. So
Well, that's the federal law. The federal law allows things like CBD and hemp oil, and there are ways that the federal government's kind of like, yeah, okay, well, I guess, you know, it doesn't contain THC, right? And they're like, nope, no THC, and they're like, okay, well, I guess you can ship that.
someone actually linked me to a plant, an actual marijuana flowering plant that supposedly has 0% THC in it.
That is legal in like all 50 states. Yeah, I mean, if it has no THC, then they cannot govern it as cannabis. You know, that's what's the active delta.
Well, no, THC doesn't necessarily mean cannabis, though, right? Like the cannabis plant is the cannabis sativa and indica. Are those banned from the federal government, or is just THC banned from the federal government?
THC and the cultivation of it's the substance. It's delta-9 THC, and while there is a lot of other ordinances, the federal law itself, the thing that's banning all this stuff. Most states didn't bother really legislating a lot of cannabis laws until later. So the old cannabis law, the one that's like puts all this was done as a Controlled Substances Act scheduling. So they had to identify the active substance that was being prescribed. Like, what was it? What's illegal? And the way that they thought was the broadest way to do that was to do anything that had THC in it, because that's what gets you high. So it didn't matter if it was oil or hash or, you know what I mean? They thought there would be no loophole. But then they found out that there's other important cannabinoids than THC. And so, like, some places have legislation against cultivation of this and that. The deal is things like imported European hemp oil can't be, you know, stepped on by the government because it doesn't, you know, there's people shipping that shit all over the world. All over. There's no way for them to legislate it.
Well, I guarantee you if my grow got busted, they would be like, we found a 500-pound operation, because they'd be weighing the fucking soil and the fucking buckets.
I got busted.
Everything.
Busted during Prohibition time. See, people always go, oh, Doober, you're in California. You got it fucking so easy. You know, out there, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, today, you got to realize I'm pushing 40. And I was doing this years ago, right? So when I was younger, and I got busted during Prohibition times, and did all my time, and I fucking been through that shit. I got my very first bust when I was 18 years old. I got my first cannabis cultivation charge, right? That plant was a half dead male herm, like it stressed. I had a bitchin' plant that I had set up right outside my little pad, and then I got a job working on the California Department of Water Resources line, the aqueduct that runs all the way from Northern California to Southern California, supplies water for the whole state. And we were replacing all the gas pumps. I was a journeyman electrician. It was one of my first like electrician jobs. I was like, oh, yeah. So I'm gonna go on this big fucking long thing. I was gone for like 37 days or 40 days or something. I came back, and this plant fucking, my mom hadn't watered it, and fucking one half of it had fucking like hermed out, and the other half kind of flowered but looked like shit, you know what I mean? And I was just like, fuck, really? And I got busted for that.
Yeah. But I think like the communities almost have like a disconnect. Like I'll go to other Discord channels, and there's so many guys that are from legal states that they just it seems like they don't even realize that half this country is still illegal and that we can go to jail for the very things they're taking it for granted. Like I was talking, people were talking about like delivery pot services and stuff, and I'm like, Jesus, like I can't believe we're in the same country.
I know,
and you're
right?
getting delivery pot services, and I go to fucking jail. Like, it's so crazy. I mean, how many states are we up to that are actually have full rec? I think Doober froze up on us.
Did he? He shouldn't be freezing, but he could have. They're full rec? 3, right? Or 4? No, 4.
No, I think there's more than that.
I don't know then. You tell me. Oh.
I don't know. I think the YouTube stream is frozen. I'll Google it real quick. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you go to these chat rooms all the time, and it's like all these people are always talking like it's been free for fucking, or it's been legal forever. And it's like, damn, like there's a disconnect taking place here.
Kinda. Yeah, I see it in a few of them.
So
Mardoober had to drop out, so it must be his stuff went bad over there. Are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we're still on YouTube or not. But...
We should be. It still says live, so we should be. I was gonna say because it's Hangouts, one of us will carry the stream, whichever.
Yeah, so this is saying that I'm reading in 2018 says 8 states in the District of Columbia have fully recreational use. Now 38 states have laws broadly legalizing marijuana in some form. So
Broadly legalizing, you said?
yeah, which would probably mean like some form of recreational. It has a little map here. Yeah, all the states around me have some type of medical.
All the states, you say?
Pretty much, except for Kentucky. It's funny looking at the states that have no no medical marijuana laws at all. They're all, yeah, just like the red shit states. Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. I'm sorry if you live in one of these states. I'm just saying that they happen to be no legal there. South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, Indiana, Wisconsin, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. Everything else has something. But, you know, you can do serious time in my state and go one state over and it not be a fucking issue. It's just so weird. And the argument, well, if you don't like it, you just move. Well, I mean,
Right, true.
That's just not all easy for people, you know? I mean,
No, not for everybody.
Yeah.
Some people can pick up and move. Not everybody can.
I mean, if your parents were poor and you were born in one of these shit locations, the odds of you being rich in your life are pretty slim. So, man, Alaska has full rec use.
Full rec use?
Yeah, so on this chart, it says Maine, Massachusetts, Washington State, Oregon, California, Nevada, Colorado, and Alaska are currently the only ones with full recreational use.
Wow. Wow. Full rec use. You said one was Nevada?
Yeah, they just changed that last year, I believe, or this year. I mean, Nevada has prostitutes. Why the fuck couldn't you have marijuana there?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I wanted to
You
smoke
tell me.
and a prostitute at the same time. What's freedom if not that?
Well, there's other freedoms, but yeah.
Don't tell me what freedoms I can enjoy.
Hey, I didn't. I wasn't. I just said there were other freedoms.
Did I disconnect for 2 minutes and you guys are fighting already?
Oh, it was like 3 minutes. No, we're not fighting. We're discussing.
Yeah, this is how we talk. We're like,
Yeah.
I know
This is normal.
You guys, for sure. I tuned in and I was like, oh my God, this sounds like about par for the course.
now we're
Pretty
going over
much.
all these states. We were looking at a map of all the legal states and the rec states and the no laws at all states.
The no balls at all states?
No laws.
Yeah, like Reservation Fire is saying right now in chat, he says, that California's allowed, but like his city banned anything cannabis. And same with like the city that I'm from. They were like, we're not having anything to do with it. Now,
Yeah, so
Dude,
I thought the state laws overrode locality laws, though.
they're gonna in November. They
Okay.
don't quite yet. Deal is the state we already had a cannabis law. This is the thing. Prop 64, the AUMA or Adult Use of Marijuana Act, is going to override Prop 215, which is the Medical Marijuana Act, in 2019. And they have to have something ready to go before the end of the year, or then the state's just going to start letting people fucking operate regardless. They're already giving, from what I've heard, the state is already giving approval to permits, even if the city that you're operating out of is not compliant, or you're not compliant with them. You no longer have to get a city permit anymore to get a state permit. Now, you may still have to deal with that at some later date. Like the state may give you a permit and the city comes along later and says, whoa. We got our own thing that you got to comply with now. So now, yeah, the state gave you a permit, but you got to do this, this, and this, whatever their additional requirements are. There may be some more hoops to jump through. Yeah, and, it's kind of still up in the air. Like, California is fucking Wild West right now, dude.
It has to be fed. Or someone will come along in 5 years running on a new platform of banning marijuana.
Colorado's got like 2% of the nation's population, right? They're not a tiny state, but they're average. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. California's got 10% of the nation's population. 10%, right? Yeah. So we're dealing with what Colorado dealt with when they went recreational, but like 100-fold, because like it's just 10 times the fucking, it's that to the 10th power. 5th power or whatever, it's 5 times and it's multiplicative. They got to build this whole new bureau, manage it all, figure all this shit out, and they're over there like, trust me, this is not a fucking party for them. They're trying to figure this out and find something, because California's litigious as fuck. Mm-hmm. So out here, they're the fucking laws are this and that, and fucking everybody can sue, and like the right now. The deal is most local law enforcement in California is too scared to get sued to do much. Everybody's kind of walking on tenterhooks, and California is one of the few states with no state police. I don't know if y'all are aware of that, but California does not possess a state police. We don't have a state trooper. There is no state police. So you know how out wherever y'all are in them red states, where the state troopers are leading these fucking busts because they're on the fucking state's dime and they're the ones with the resources, whereas the fucking local county or city podunk fucking cops don't have the fucking time to be like busting people. Mm-hmm. They'll participate, but to get the fucking to feel comfortable walking into a fucking grow op or a drug smuggling ring or whatever in fucking red state USA, they want some backup, and the state troopers are like, fuck yeah, we'll get a state slice of this as well. Cali doesn't have state troopers. We got CHP instead. Their only jurisdiction is the freeway. They literally can't fuck with you if you're not on the freeway unless they saw you getting on or off the freeway. Our state police are literally highway troopers only because we have so much highway. Mm-hmm. So that leaves us without a real state police force. So they kind of leave it all up to the counties and cities and whatever. Deal is, if the state says it's legal, you can sue whoever fucking took you for your rights. And this is California. You get the right judge, they'll award all kinds of fucking crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a quick way to bankruptcy for a city is to go in there and start persecuting growers. Eventually, they're going to stumble across somebody who's got enough fucking money and resources behind them to fight it. There was recently a woman that was growing in downtown San Bernardino, right, in a what used to be the Pacific Bell building, but was now like abandoned by Pacific Bell. This lady leased it out from the friggin' property management company or whatever, right, and was running a 4-story like Pacific Bell downtown Pacific Bell building of grow. And I shit you not, blacked out all the windows, knocked a couple of them out, and had big like vents coming out of them and shit. And they busted her because they had to when the fucking law changed and they were shutting down and resetting and everything. But she didn't even go to jail. She was running like 40,000 square feet in downtown fucking San Bernardino, a 4-story fucking building grow up like 2 blocks from the fucking Supreme Court.
Hell yeah.
And like
Do
2
it right.
blocks fucking PD. I mean, they knew it was there. The only reason they shut it down was because the law was changing. So they had a reason so that if any judge came and asked them why they fucking stepped on her rights, they could say, well, we're introducing this new law and we had to make sure that anybody who wasn't in compliance was out of, and had to come back and do this resubmit. And it was their way out of not getting sued. So they had an option to shut her down. And they kind of had an obligation to, so they didn't piss everybody else off. But they very kid gloves. I mean, very kid gloves, for sure. I don't even think she was charged with anything. Maybe illegal cultivation, a misdemeanor or something. I mean, maybe.
So they just shut her down just to shut her down.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you go down to fucking, like, downtown fucking Buffalo or fucking, Indianapolis or whatever, and some fucking like 4-story fucking bank building style, like a, big building downtown was just a grow op. And the lady that got busted for it was like, had enough money to defend herself because she was running a fucking 40,000 square foot grow op,
Mm-hmm. Why are you guys are also getting shops just like setting up overnight with like no permits or nothing? They just set up and sell weed until the cops come after them.
They be pirates everywhere. It's the wild. It's California.
Which I don't mind. I guess there's 2 ways to look at it. Like, obviously, if I'm a consumer and I'm buying product, I'd like to know that my product's safe to consume, right? So if you're buying it from a massive source, there needs to be some kind of regulation, but they just need to allow some kind of home grow for sure. Otherwise, it's all.
Oh, that's all allowed. This is the deal right now. Home growers are fucking in mad supply because they're the ones growing the real good dope. Everything else is garbage right now.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I hope the home grower makes out the best out there then. I really do. I hope it's the guy with the best dope wins.
Well, the problem is the average consumer just wants to take dog shit and run it through butane and then sell that and make this good money. And it's working. The market's definitely shifting to extract heavy. Even out here, I'm getting more and more requests for vapes and wax and stuff. So
I'm working. I got you, homie. I got you. I did some Girl Scout cookies actually this week, and it was really depressing. Here's a California story. So, Lefty found this dude, friend of ours, blah, blah, blah. Said he was fucking got like pounds of trim for $50. I'm thinking, I've been doing some blasting, see, sure, if he's got fucking pound, $50, fuck, we'll pick one up.
fuck yeah.
We can do with it. Lefty picked me up this pound to fucking play with. I ran 200 grams of it, right? 200 grams. That's like almost a half a pound. You know what the return was on that?
2 grams?
5.5 out of 200 grams.
Oh, man.
That's like 3%.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
I ran...
Did it look like it just had nothing on it?
Hold up. I'll be right back. We're going to do some show stuff.
Are you getting some dried out bubble shift? Are you getting some bubble sip that's been dried out?
Damn, that's no bueno.
I did that to my brother one time. I gave him a bunch of weed for his birthday, and it was bubble sift I had dried out, so there was like no buzz to it whatsoever.
That's real nice of you. It looked nice, but there was nothing there, huh?
Well, I was like, oh, I got this shake lift, bro, but I got you a whole ounce of shake. And it's dried out bubble hash that I had ran. There's practically nothing on it. He didn't complain. I thought it was funny.
I don't know how this is going to look on camera. We'll see. I bet it'll look fire as fuck, though.
Who's heating the torch, Mike?
Yeah.
This is, so, in
Looks dark.
yeah, it is. It did come out a little dark, and the way it's lit from in the front's not helping a whole lot.
You can whip that up to help lighten it if you need to, probably.
It's also fucking super mega thick, homie. Part of why it's dark is I don't know if you can see at this angle. I'll tilt the fucking thing.
I see. I see what you're talking about.
That fucking cookie is, I'm
okay.
shitting you, like fucking, I don't know, a quarter of an inch thick almost. Like, let me cool it down a little bit, and I'll get the gloves on, and I'll show you proper. It's not. It's a lot lighter than it. That's why I was wondering in the front light. It does look a little dark, but it did come out a little dark too. But it was Vader OG. So check this out though. In contrast to the 200 grams of Girl Scout cookies trim that I ran and got 5.5 grams out of, right? I ran 91 grams of this Vader.
And got all that. Yeah.
This is 16 grams.
Nice.
That's what I'm saying. That's a pretty, I mean, that's not even quite the size of my hand. And that's over a half ounce of shatter. So that is pretty thick cookie. Wait, oh, it's just dying to come off the parchment too. I gotta get my gloves.
Pop it off.
Do you know what I think you need to get though, Doober, is a magnetic stirrer.
It's coming.
It's coming, he said.
Yeah, I heard him.
It's on its way. It's been ordered.
I don't know about like on its way, but
Yeah, it's in your forecast.
It's one of those. It's on the list of shit that's coming.
it's on the list.
They're not exactly the cheapest things in the world, so.
No, they're not. All right, so to do this piece of freaking lovely shatter justice, not only are we going to glove up and be conscientious hash handlers, but
I see you. I'm watching you, man.
I'm going to snatch this camera up.
Oh, don't lean it on that. Good Lord. Had to make a mess.
Get it over here? It can. Maybe.
All I got is darkness, bro.
Yeah, all I see is darkness.
Yeah, I know. All you're going to see is the back of my hand for a second. Sorry. It is what it is.
Oh, you got your little light table out?
There we go. We got Yoda and the Trooper. So.
Oh yeah, it looks a lot better with that light behind it.
Like, I mean, that's to do it justice. Just because, I mean, you know, the camera ain't, unless it's done right. But, like, yeah, that's still on the parchment, just with, like, lit from behind instead of in front. Come on, any friggin' respectable friggin' place that's selling shatter has it lit from behind.
Yeah, already
Looks
turned
nice to
up,
me.
which you can't look at. Yeah, it looks
I'd
good.
try it.
Wait. It gets better. Like that.
Nice. So are you going to pin that, or are you going to just sell it as extracts?
This is Lefty's personal stash.
Oh, sweet. That's a nice little head stash.
Yeah, how many grams did you say it was?
16.
You mean 15, right?
14? Did you say it was 14 grams?
14 grams for Lefty.
So there's it played with a little more so that it looks more like you're. Yeah, I mean that's the thing when you're making it. That was straight out of the pot, but that was just the puck out of the pot. Now traditionally, when you see like a shatter out, somebody has played with it, stretched it like I'm doing right now, and that's how it gets that kind of. You ever wonder why it always has that Swiss cheese look? You guys have seen at least like videos and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
You haven't been to a cup. You've seen videos of a cup. You ever see how all the shatter always has that kind of big old? You see the big old sheet, and it's always got that kind of Swiss cheese look like this.
Yeah.
That's why. It's because they toyed it out to make it look more appealing. It's like being a chef. You eat with your eyes. It doesn't, this could be terpy and loud as hell, or this could be garbage. But if it looks like that, people are going to want to try it anyway.
Yes, I always thought it would look like that because that was just how they took it right off the blasting tray. They just didn't.
Oh, hell no. They worked that shit, motherfucker. They worked that shit.
Sneaky fucks.
Flipped and rolled and flipped and rolled. If you ever fucking meet somebody that's a self-professed extract artist, just ask them how many turns.
Like I always twist up and I don't know what they call it. Is it candying or whatever when you're like mixing and rolling and twisting? Taffing shit up. I don't know. It makes it all the same consistency. I always do that with all my rosin, but not usually with my wax.
Well, I mean, I'm actually considering, I don't know, if y'all would like this, people who are watching now, people who are watching later, let me know. I'm considering doing some private YouTube streams. Because I don't think they can touch me in private. We can do some fun stuff in there, naughty stuff.
Yeah.
As long as it's not for public consumption. Because, I've learned a lot, and, like, I remember a lot. We were talking, was it last week or the week before, we were talking about Arrowhead, vaults of Arrowhead. And back in the old days of cannabis extracting and, psychedelic drugs when I was a teenager and stuff, that was one of the hot resources was places like Vaults of Arrowhead that had really good information on all kinds of things pertaining to illicit drugs. It didn't really matter what drug they had at all. It was crouching.
Princess, are you eating into the mic again? God damn it.
Eating into the mic?
Somebody's like, crouch.
Yeah,
So we're going to leave that on that shatter for long enough that I can use it as a thumbnail option.
How warm's that light? Is that going to warm that up and melt it a little bit?
No, probably not any more than the pot it was in. I could temp it. You want me to throw the gun on it? Hold on.
I was just curious, because it is a light after all. I mean, I didn't know if it got a little warm.
It's fluorescent, so it's warm, but not too warm.
It's actually a good picture from here.
Looks nice to me. I'll try it. I'll try it twice, just because I could say I did.
Heat gun says the light cable is 93. The shatter is about 89, 91, so it'll probably heat it up to about 93.
It's pretty stable for that hot, to be honest. Pretty good. And you said that's from trim?
No, that's Nug Run, homie.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
That's what I'm saying. I got fucking 16 grams out of 91. And this is de-waxed. I mean, this has already been run through the dry ice and had all of its freaking waxes and lipids pulled out.
Yeah,
So,
how are you guys doing your de-waxing? So you're not winterizing, right? You're just doing
no,
it.
this one's terpenes. It's better to do it in columns. So this is like I said about doing some of those private screens, is because like I can kind of get more in depth onto some of these topics that are taboo for YouTube. But I use a method.
Dry ice column.
I use a method that involves the dry ice and the column, but it is a little bit different than some methods I've seen other people use, and some methods that I used initially myself. I've kind of honed my technique a little bit over time and from talking to other people who do this for a living. It's tough, though. It's like fucking people get really trade secrety about this shit, man.
Yeah, extracts is a new business. I mean, not really, but I mean, I think the original patent on the butane patent came out in like the fucking 70s or something. But,
that's what I was saying. I remember back on the vaults of Arrowhead when you could, like, and his method was all PVC pipes and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're the one who sent that link up here. Yeah, you're the one who showed me that original patent. That was like old as shit.
Yeah, 1996 or 7, something like. I mean, like.
Yeah, well, they credited blasting now with some younger guy. I can't remember his name, but he was on some GrowTube channel. They credit him with the blasting technology.
No, I mean that right there clearly proves that frickin' he was doing it first. I mean,
you know what? I'm sorry, I'm speaking out of turn. He was talking about rosin, not BHO. So maybe it's possible. It was a GrowTube show. It was a younger guy.
Wait, Small Tubes is saying he blasted way back when pre 2000. So then he probably got it from the freaking.
Yeah, I just don't think it was widely known about. You know what I mean? Like, I had never really heard about blasting my whole fucking marijuana career. I'd never heard about it. So
we're gonna. If you hear me choking, it's because we're smoking some more of this fucking fire ass Vader OG that's on the camera.
Well, now they have. Has anyone tried that organic solvent, that MZ1? It's too expensive for me to get it, but it's pretty cheap out there in California, Doober, so you might want to try that out. Apparently, it leaves like the best terpene profile possible, and it has like a boiling point of like above atmosphere, so it.
You're talking about DME, or dimethyl ether, which is manufactured by dehydration of methanol. It's mostly made in Europe. It is available to get shipped in a lot of places. If you know what the real name of it is, you can like get it at a better. You know, I mean that's
all right. It's MZ12X. Is Small Tubes put it up? I've seen it before. It's been all over Instagram. I've seen Loki Guru use it.
MZ12X is a proprietary brand of dimethyl ether.
Gotcha.
Otherwise known as DME. And yes, it has a boiling point of, I believe, -9. Something like that. Ridiculously fucking low.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you could Google it up. I can spell it out for you.
I have. We've been looking for it, but it costs me, like, for me, it's like $50 for 6 cans and $50 for shipping. So it's, like, not worth it for me to try. But if you could try it there, it might be worth playing around with. I don't know if you could use it in a closed loop system. I know you guys don't really have a full closed loop anyway, but
yeah, we do.
Yeah, but you guys,
we just don't use the full closed loop simply because the process of reclaiming butane is incredibly time consuming.
Oh yeah,
and we've developed a pretty safe way to evacuate it. So.
Well, that's the whole. I had a 1 gallon tube.
TM patent pending. TM patent pending.
Yeah, I mean, I open blast. Butane's really not that bad for the environment or for humans. So, I mean, I'm not recommending like everyone in the world should be open blasting. That's probably not a good idea. But to make closed loop viable, you really have to have a huge ass system. Most people don't understand how long it takes to get the butane to move where you want it to go back to its reclaim container and shit. That takes a while, man. And if you're doing
there is the other option, is how people are getting blown out, and that is to use a sparkless compressor to drive the solvent from one to the other.
Oh, to pull it through.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You're talking about putting it in a vacuum to draw it down, to draw it through.
It's essentially a refrigerant pump.
Yeah.
But pumping those types of chemicals through refrigerant pumps are inherently dangerous because the moment you run low on oil or it heats up just a little bit too much, you find yourself in a fucking ridiculous situation. And those pumps aren't intended to pump that kind of stuff. And the pumps that are intended to pump that kind of stuff are fucking ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, coming from the HVAC industry, those kind of pumps are super pricey, the no spark ones, because there's almost very few flammable refrigerants they still use. Like they actually still use like ammonium, butane in small applications.
I know. I've see, this is the thing is
weren't they bigger in campers and stuff? The ammonium butane bigger in campers.
Well, it's all to do with the size and how much. That's the laws that regulate it now. Is how much.
Well, I mean, because
that's why
because of the fact that they were run on propane, right? Because you can run those camper stoves or camper refrigerators on propane.
Yeah. That's the thing is you can use those types of refrigerants in a certain situation as long as it's a small amount, you know, because it's all about expansion coefficients.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how Lefty and I met, is because I'm a fucking geek about every aspect of everything. And so like I will take you all the way from fucking like flushing to fucking expansion coefficients because like I have that level of passion about everything.
Sweet.
Well, that's like the new deal in the HVAC industry is called microchanneling. They're trying to make the tube so small that they can get away with using the small amounts of allowable butane. Because the fact is, like butane and ammonia, those are great refrigerants with great properties.
Yeah, anybody who's ever fucking blown a column and seen how cold that motherfucker gets knows exactly what kind of refrigerant you're dealing with there.
Exactly.
The expansion of fucking butane. So this is another part of you were asking about dewaxing earlier and how that went down. I super chill the butane.
Mm-hmm.
I use N-butane. I get it down to about 28 degrees. That's optimal. You don't really want to get it much lower than that because it boils at like 34, and you want it to be like right at its boiling point as it's hitting the tube.
Yeah, see, I don't usually de-wax when I'm running personal butane. Do you notice a big difference between de-waxed and non-de-waxed material?
De-waxed material may be a little less terpy, but it is a cleaner burn.
Well, I've read that they say that the lipids and fats can actually be bad for your lungs. So, wiser, I guess, to de-wax.
That's the deal. Lefty's big on de-waxing because he cares about his body. And I really don't care and personally prefer kind of the flavor and terpene profile of stuff that hasn't been de-waxed.
I'm the same way. I think that the flavor is better when you don't fuck with it at all and you like blast it and just let it sit, throw it in the vacuum, pull it back on it.
I'm a fan of full spectrum. I'm one of those people that's like, you know, fucking you're smoking plants, man. Let's not fucking like split hairs here. We're burning a plant or some part thereof and putting it in our body. So let's not get all fucking super health conscious. When you see this sticky, I mean, if you stepped in some shit like that on the fucking street, like what's on my screen, would you fucking smoke it?
If I stepped in it?
I mean, like if you didn't know where it came from, some fucking sticky, sappy, greasy substance. I mean, would you smoke some?
Oh, fuck no. I'd be like, God damn, what the hell?
Pine tar to give you a bunch of fucking great benefits? I mean, would you be like, fuck yeah, man, I smoke pine tar every fucking day? No, you're burning some fucking resinous plant and putting it in your lungs. And at some point, we got to just calm the fuck down with the you know, super health.
I'm in that boat. Yeah, I'm not planning on living forever, and I don't think the lipids from marijuana is going to be what kills me. So,
yeah, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. If I get cancer from lipids and marijuana, then I'm going to go into the woods and die from a bear attack because I'd rather go out that way than from lipids of marijuana.
Then lipid, yeah.
Undewaxed or unwinterized. Or, is that how clean? You know, whatever. That's the same fucking kind of people that in the restaurant business that I would look at when they told me they were fucking gluten intolerant or vegan.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a lifestyle choice, and like, it's not even a really friggin' like defensible one. If you're vegan or gluten intolerant and you don't have some actual kind of disease that precludes you from, enjoying those things, which admittedly some people have, it just blows my mind. I feel the same way about people that are like, oh, I only smoke the finest organic cannabis that's been grown in a no-till laboratory with the lowest coefficient LED bulbs. Otherwise, I feel like I'm really just like being harsh on the environment. Some of the farthest shit I've ever seen was grown under some fucking single-ended HPS bulbs.
Some people will say some shit just to say some shit, man. I mean, come on. If you're gonna spit all that out, you're saying it just to like sound good.
Well, like the dude would say, and like Mike can back me on this. That's just your opinion, man. Everybody's got one. Yeah, I'm fine. You go ahead. You choose to be vegan. Just don't come into a fucking restaurant that serves hamburgers and fucking hot dogs and be like, hey, y'all got any vegan options? Oh, we're famous.
No, it's a burger joint. Yep.
Fried steak. So let's say fucking no.
Yeah. Let's just call it no from go. And
we got a veggie burger. Is that it? Yeah. That's it. You're not really in a vegetarian style restaurant. This is a country family cooking, We serve pie and fucking fried eggs, chicken fried steaks, and hamburgers, and you know what I mean, chili sizes. This is not the kind of place where you want to come in and start demanding vegan options. Calm down. I know it's California, but that's one thing I miss about being in other states is that like a lot of that fucking I know Mike probably fucking hates a lot of that liberal shit. Fucking in California, you get away with all kinds of things. A lot of it's fucking liberal bullshit like that too. Defend your position for the right to eat cruelty-free, grass-fed, hippie beef.
I like all kinds of beef. It doesn't have to be cruelty-free or, I mean, it's just got to be beef.
It doesn't even have to
mood. If it mood, I'll eat it.
It doesn't even have to be beef. One of Ms. Doober's favorite things to eat is goat. She loves the fuel.
Oh, venison is one of my ultimate favorite meats. I try to harvest every year.
Positive that I didn't see you slip in there between small tubes.
Who's in there?
Oh, Possum's Attic's in here.
Possum, what up, Possum man?
Got my constellations going on over here.
So what? You just smoked a dab. Now you're smoking a joint.
I am Mr. Mardoober.
Well, I realize who you are.
I don't know.
I just didn't realize it was that time again. Damn.
Do I look too stoned?
Nah, you don't. You don't even sound very stoned, to be honest with you.
Got to build my tolerance up. It's cup season, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Well, in that case,
we're gonna go to Emerald Cup and fucking. I'm gonna win the beard competition. I'm gonna go in and make one cry.
You gotta get some more growth going on though, some more length to it.
Oh,
it's thick enough.
By winter,
thick enough.
It'll get a little longer, but it won't get a whole lot longer. It'll get down to about, I don't know, probably about here. And that's about it because it's so thick.
Yeah.
Your beard grows kind of like your wiener. That's the kind
I'm pretty sure that's not true because I'm sure mine stopped growing, but my beard grows every day. Come on, get out of there. It's time to take a freshie. It's time to pack a freshie.
Only nug runs from now on. I mean, I don't mind doing trim runs. In fact, I've been kind of considering getting into the, I don't know if I want to call it business, but kind of business of, helping other local smaller growers get their extracts done. since I've got the equipment sitting around.
Charge a small fee and just give them back whatever you know. Charge a small fee to do it, and then just give it back to them.
Exactly.
Just run their stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
What's wrong with that? Especially if you've already got the equipment and got the system down to where, like, you know, you can do it quickly and, you know, efficiently.
Yep.
I would
Charge like, you know, $40 for every 100 grams. Because I should be able to get, you know, even out of like the worst trim, I could still get 3 or 4 grams per 100 grams.
Yeah, you kind of already proved that.
Unless it's that garbagey ass Girl Scout. I mean, but like I'm not looking to fucking run shit like that for people, and I don't think people are like looking to get shit like that run.
No, I would think they would only want their good, you know, like their good trim.
You know, I know a few people, and everybody else, you know, if you grow, you know, there's some kind of like lower bottom bud stuff that's not really. I mean, you can smoke on it, roll it up yourself for joints, or keep it for shake, whatever. But it's nothing that anybody would want to buy off you.
That
Everybody get them little bottom ones. I don't know any geniuses that are able to fucking knock out like, you know, every freaking bud is a fucking Coke can yet.
I think Mike did a dab and fell out.
No, you didn't see the text chat, did you?
Oh no, I wasn't. No.
He popped in the text chat. Yeah, he had to step away for a second.
Oh.
There's like a little chat that you can type in on the stream. So, like, yeah, check it out on Discord. Y'all join it. I mean, you all are, I think pretty much everybody watches that Discord. Y'all, you know, you can always join the shows and talk on a panel. You don't have to show your face. You could do like Apprentice and Mike do and just show the little, like, symbol or whatever. And you come in and talk and join us. You know, that link's out there for everybody in the community. I really don't mind who jumps in or not. I mean, don't come in and be a dickhead. Be good.
Come on in. The water's fine, guys.
Anytime. Well, I mean, we got about 30 minutes left today. I gotta get after it today. I gotta go pick up Ms. Doober. She off work like 2:00. Business to handle. My son's taking off for Yosemite on Tuesday. And
That's tomatoes.
Yep. So I got to go get my mom a copy of all his health insurance and waiver so that they can take him to the doctor, you know, just in case, you know, he's going out of town with somebody else that's not his parent for a, you know, extended period. Good idea. Have paperwork on deck.
Oh, yeah. You always got to have that, man. Peace of mind for you.
Fun to them, too, you know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, but
my boy's fucking unbreakable. We went out yesterday and I met him up at the candy shop, and we went and got some saltwater taffy and hung out for a little bit. I took a picture of us. I think he maybe I got an inch left before he tops me, and he ain't even but 12.
Well, my oldest boy just turned, well, he's going to turn 20. He didn't just turn. He's going to turn 20 here in a couple, weeks.
How old was he when he topped you, or has he yet?
Oh, dude, he topped me when he was 17. I'm 6'1", dude. And my son topped me when he was 17, and he's at least 6'2 and a half, 6'2 3/4 now.
My son's 5.
And not only that, but he's got me by, I mean, he's 3 times my size. Like, literally, the kid can pick me up and probably throw me easily 30 yards. No kidding.
I shit you not, my boy is 5'8", 140 pounds, and he ain't gonna be 13 till April.
Oh shit! Damn. Does he play ball?
No, he's awkward as hell. Plays Nintendo.
Ah.
I don't mean like he plays fucking Xbox or he plays PlayStation sometimes.
Like Nintendo.
Like old school. He has a classic Sega. He loves Sonic the Hedgehog. Dude, I'm like, dude, it's so easy make him happy, you know what I mean? I don't have to feel like he's getting polluted by some weird ulterior motive game. He's playing the good old classics, you know?
Right. Is he like Mario and Duck Hunt?
Oh, fuck yeah. He actually owns... okay, so he was Mario last year for Halloween.
Sweet.
Right? And we went to go get him a costume, and I was looking around, and I was like, what the fuck? These Mario costumes are expensive as hell. So let's go down to Sears and Roebuck. We'll get you a set of fucking overalls. Instead of one of these polyester things that you ain't never going to be able to freaking like wear again. You know what I mean? The hell? My mouth just freak out. So we went down to Sears and Roebuck and fucking the same price as the goddamn Halloween costume, or a couple bucks more. Got him a freaking set of Sears and Roebuck or like overalls that he can wear. He still wears motherfuckers all the time, and he wears the hat. He has like a really good Mario hat, and he like go to school like that and shit, cosplaying like at school. The fucking he just wear like a red shirt and his fucking overalls and Mario hat.
No shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
He's a little different.
Well, I mean, not all kids are the same, man.
No, I mean, like, I ain't one of those ones to like send him to special classes and shit, but he's a little different, and so it's like everybody. We're all a little fucking spurgy at my house. I mean, none of us are normal. We all have
hell no.
Yeah, I second
issues. And, you know, they say that autism is a spectrum disorder, which means that like you can function on many levels of it. But there are definitely some things that about me and my personality, like Bingus friggin' like was totally put off by me because I fucking run a conversation and I just dominate everything. Wouldn't let him get a word in edgewise, you know, go a million miles a minute.
Really? I don't. Bingus offered to even be on the show again.
Yeah. But we've talked in chats and stuff, and he always said hi to me, but he's always like, Mr. Mardoober, like a million fucking miles a minute. And that's how I work. That's how my brain works. And sometimes I don't think to be courteous to others sometimes, or I take shit for granted. I'm the guy you'll never hear me say thank you. I take everything that's given to me like I earned it, because I probably did.
That's a cocky thing to say. Right? Chat, agree with me on that, right? I probably earned it. Fuck you, Canadian. Get back to your fucking country, illegal. What the shit?
No, I'm both. I'm cool. I'm safe.
Goddamn illegal immigrants coming in our country.
I am not an illegal immigrant. I am a legal, undocumented immigrant. There's a difference.
Yeah. They were like, you can come in. They didn't say you could stay forever.
No, I can't stay forever. Like, they can't kick me out. Okay.
Like a Justin Bieber thing?
We were talking earlier about me getting caught up in the fucking cannabis fucking pre-prohibition end, right?
Yeah.
And so when I went to fucking jail for my charges, they asked me, they said, well, so what do you take? Time or deportation?
Oh, yeah. You told me this. You could always have the option to just be like, I'll get the fuck out. Yeah.
To take it, but that doesn't mean that I'm not a citizen. Huh. See what I'm saying? I am an American, but I'm also a Canadian. They call it an honorary dual citizenship.
I don't know if I buy this. I don't think nationalists accept this.
United States does not accept.
These callers don't run. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude. So, my daughter's high school graduation, right? So it's grad night. The fucking place is packed. The town we live in, even though it's California, is fairly kind of conservative. It's definitely Trump country. Mm-hmm. And they like start off the fucking like graduate. We've been sitting out there for days. They're 15 minutes late starting. They finally start, and they start with Pledge of Allegiance. And I'm like, oh God. I know it's still at the high school, but do I have to be back in high school? I mean, I'll like, you know, do the anthem thing if we're doing the anthem, but like really? So they did the Pledge of Allegiance. They made you stand up and salute. And then they did the friggin' anthem. And then everybody sat down for God Bless America. I'm like, the fuck? The hell does this even make sense? And I refused to stand for any of it. And the whole fucking theater or the whole group of fucking people was all super fucking pissed, giving me shit. Some tweaky kid behind me was like, my cousin's fighting for you in Iraq. I'm like, yeah,
he's fighting so I can sit here.
I support veterans. I'm not sitting or standing during the Pledge of Allegiance or national anthem has no fucking bearing on your support for the veterans. That's not why people do it. What veterans have fought for, and most veterans that I know, is the freedom to be American and pursue whatever interests that you have.
No one's protesting veterans, so if that's what you do, then
I love veterans, and veterans like me. Like I've got lots of friends that are veterans and family that are veterans, and I've supported and been there for fucking guys coming back and like all kind of shit. I'm like, fuck you, buddy. Like that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, my dad was a vet. You know, I tried to join when I was 26, but I was actually denied military service because I have a manufacture of paraphernalia charge on my record.
Ooh.
Which in Indiana, that's an enabler.
They've relaxed a lot of that.
Yeah. This was like 2014, so it was fairly shortly after 2011.
They've taken another good stab at lower income neighborhoods.
Actually, I've heard recently is that the Army, Navy, Air Force, everyone's trying to thin out their numbers a little bit because they got too many fatties and people who just join the military for the benefits. So I don't know if it's still pretty easy to join or not. I mean, I know they're still recruiting high schoolers and shit.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! There was like 7 kids from my kids' graduating class, all going to different branches of the military. Most of them to the Army.
Mm-hmm. It's a great socialist. It's a great socialist program.
I think, personally, I'm of the opinion that, like I said this last week, I think, or the week before, that I think people should serve in order to get the right to citizenship. I think that should be the only route to a vote.
Well, here's the thing I only have a problem with that is like serve is we're not actually at war with anybody. So to me, it matters what the purpose of the Army.
I'm talking everybody, postal carriers, fucking IRS agents, whatever. You serve.
Yeah, serve is in like a government position.
Civil service. And I don't care if it's military or otherwise, but like, you know what I mean? If you provide the opportunity for people to, or like Israel does, mandate it for 2 years after high school.
Yeah, well, Israel's shooting nurses and shit.
Yeah, well, I'm not defending nor saying I'm a huge fan of Israel as a state.
They have a little difference.
I like their concept of government. You understand? They're one of the newer democracies that were actually, regardless of their policy, they were founded with better ideals than many older democracies.
Yeah. And I understand what you're saying there. Yeah. And I could probably agree with that.
So, I mean, if like we rewrote our Constitution now, do you think that was something like that people would want to be secure in? That nobody would have thought back then that they would need to be secure in a job because there was so much open expansion and fucking like shit to do that like you were working everybody was working 14-hour days and like, you know, resting on Sunday and like that was about it. And like nobody ever thought that like joblessness and homelessness would be a problem in America. When our fucking country was founded, you could like walk out anywhere, claim land and fucking live on it. That was the idea. Break in, manifest destiny, break into the West, you know, just give them fucking land and
kill all these brown people. They don't count as humans.
Take out the natives, fucking move them on in. I mean, yeah, that was the policy for a long fucking time. So, like, of course, the concepts that government was founded on, that while we've amended, haven't essentially changed. You know, I mean, think of all the other countries that have, you know, constitutions that are several hundred years old. Oh, wait, there aren't any. They've all been either overthrown sometime in that last couple hundred years, you know what I mean? Or been totally rewritten.
Yeah, all civilizations eventually change. China just went to a dictatorship. They just got rid of term limits for their president. So
no nation of note has, like, not changed their friggin' policies and, you know, at all. Like, administration, constitution, form of government had a, you know, uprising, been affected by a major war. I mean, we've never had any of that. We've never been touched by war. We've never had to, like, you know, the Civil War was like, that was the last kind of part of it, and that was kind of the end of our founding era. That's where it kind of stopped, sadly.
Yeah.
kind of, sort of fixed race relations. Nodded our head.
Somewhat. Yeah.
It's all fine now. Yeah,
We're like, man, we kind of fix things.
America for thee. You stand over there now.
It is weird that, like, our Constitution's almost seen like a sacred text that shouldn't be touched with, which, in my opinion, it was wrote back in 1700s. It needs to be updated to today's time. I mean, the fact is we have Twitter and instant communication. Do we need all the representatives that we have?
With
Do
all
they
this
need to have
lesson-
life-term things?
We should take a lesson from the fucking Bolsheviks. This is what happens when your government becomes a gigantic, corrupt fucking oligarchy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people will eventually just stand up and revolt and change the fucking government. And
Well, they
that's
won't
gonna be-
for a while, though. People are too comfortable. That's the problem. Once people can't feed their kids and shit on a consistent basis, that's when shit will go down.
Some motherfucker like Stalin or fucking Castro rises to power that promises to fucking feed the poor and clothe and house everybody, and like it doesn't fucking matter.
Trump 2020 fixing Obama's mistakes. Yeah. Vote for me for dictator. Obama led us into this horrible mess with these trade wars.
Oh, for real. It's cool. We'll lose everyone else, but we'll get North Korea.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. I was talking to this the other guy. I was like, North Korea better have a fucking gold mine of precious metals. I was like, they better have a fucking gold mine of precious metals because we are pissing off all of our other allies for North Korea.
If we take a hard enough stance against Syria, maybe we can get Iran. I'm not sure what's going on there exactly, but like Jeep would probably let us know a little better.
Well, I was also telling people this the other day, you know, the last 7 sitting presidents declined a meeting with Kim Jong-un because they didn't want to legitimize his president or his country. It's not like Trump's the first one to ever try to do this. He's the first one that did it. And I'm fine with diplomacy. I don't want to shit on Trump for trying diplomacy. That's fine.
Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, Kim Jong-il. Yeah, whatever one. The fucking
Well,
younger one.
No, the younger one just came to power. So, like, that's
Sure.
a pretty big joke. I mean, he only came to power during the latter part of Obama's presidency.
Yeah, well, he's Western
Far
educated.
away.
He's
Yeah.
not as dumb as they want us to think he is. But,
No, you know what? Anytime I ever see I hate to sound racist, but anytime I ever see a chubby Asian person, I think, well, that person's been westernized.
yeah.
They ain't rice no more. They ain't fucking cheeseburgers. They probably speak really good English and fucking.
Well, did you know, like, Japan's considered a Western country? Because they follow Western values there, even though China is not. They're all Asians, but Japan's considered a Western country. It's just fascinating.
Thanks, Jesuits. Anybody's curious about that? Look at what the Jesuits were up to in the 1650s. And you will find out why Japan is strangely Catholic.
And Mexico.
Korea, too.
Yep, there's Korean
A
Jesus.
lot of Korean Catholic churches.
Korean
Like
Jesus, bro.
Samoa, parts of Africa.
Africa's actually taking Christianity and is mixing it with some of their local voodoo shit they do. It's not voodoo because it's Africa, but they're mixing their local ritualistic stuff and mixing it with Christianity.
Do you
They're
see
like-
what these are?
Beads. Smallest anal beads I've ever seen.
What kind of beads?
Anal beads?
No, they're not anal beads. They're Santeria beads. These are the beads of Eloah,
Oh, so
Guardian.
that's some voodoo shit.
the guardian of the crossroads. I touch them and throw out roaches in traffic at the crossroads and blessings of him.
Is
And,
Island Grower still in chat? Island Grower, do you do voodoo out there on your little island?
I don't know. I don't see him in chat. He might
what's
be.
your
There's still a few viewers. He might just be listening. Those
Maybe that
we'll get
people
him back
that-
in chat. If not, you can ask him. He's in. I mean, shit. He's in Discord.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, just ask
What's
him.
it called? Darutu or whatever? But Darutu root, that's what turns you into a zombie or whatever.
Datura,
Something like, yeah, Datura. Is that what I'm thinking of?
Belladonna Datura. But yes, I am aware of things like that. In fact, these were made by Ms. Doober's uncle, Medicine Hawk. That is his name, Medicine Hawk. Medicine Hawk I think that's his name, Medicine Hawk Wilburn.
All right,
He's a Santero.
Remember the first Mummy, the good one with Brendan Fraser?
I love Brendan Fraser.
Me too. I used to look like him a lot when I was younger. Anyway, remember when that guy's getting attacked by the mummy and he's holding up all these religious symbols one by one, going through them until he finds the right one that saves him from that god there at the end? Remember, there's that guy, he's like the translator for the evil dude who like ends up working with him. But that's how I picture like me when I'm dying on my deathbed. I'm gonna have like 30 different religious icons on me. I'm just gonna slowly go through them until I find the right one, so I'm allowed into heaven. You know, but this one. Which one's the right fucking answer? I think we pissed off the gods and lost Doober again.
Did we lose them? I've been listening. I was just laughing at you guys.
Yeah, sure.
I just said
gods and.
So which one is the key, Mike?
I have no idea. That's
Oh.
the secret. You just gotta roll the dice. I'm going for all of them. You know.
Got you. So did you have a necklace with a bunch of charms on it now? Do you?
No, I'm a Dudist priest though, so I'm kind of hoping that'll encompass most of them. You know what I mean? I could be like, bro, I'm a Dudist, and they'll be like, what's that? Like, we're everything.
We're everything.
I'm hoping.
You honestly think that's how that works, or are you
I honestly don't. I think you remember where that place you were before you were born.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where you go when you die. So that's what I honestly.
So you do believe in reincarnation?
No. Unless
Okay, what do you believe?
Well, most people, if I asked them where were you before you were born, they would say nothingness. Because they have no memory of it.
Is that true, though?
Is it true?
I don't know. I'm asking you, man.
I would say it's true unless you can provide me evidence that it's not.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they're.
I don't know
idea.
either. I'm not going. I would say the evidence leads to that being true, and if you could show me evidence that leaned the other way, I would potentially change my opinion. But as of right now, most people, like when they're born, they don't have this history of another life in their heads.
Well, not everyone does, no. I mean, there are new souls.
99% of the people don't have a belief that they lived a past life. But I don't know the truth. You know, I won't know until I die, and then I'll know for sure. But...
Well, you die first, and then you can come back and tell me. How's that sound?
I don't think that's going to happen, though.
Why not?
Because I've made this deal with other friends who have died. I don't get to see anything.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna go first. So I think you're gonna come. I think you'll have the opportunity to come back and tell me.
No, I'm gonna live forever because the good die young.
Yeah, you got me there.
Mm-hmm. And with science, I could put a baboon heart in me, potentially live to 100, 200 years old.
Now you're getting back into the Noah days, man. The days of Noah.
Some Ricky Bobby.
Some Ricky Bobby. Going around Talladega.
Mm-hmm. So my 2 HLG 550 should be here on the 22nd or so. I had to have him hold the shipping because I won't be in town.
Right.
I'm excited to see what they do.
Now, are you going to leave the next lights and put them with the HLGs? Put the HLGs with the next lights, or are you going to put the next lights into the new room, or what?
Not yet. My current plan is to use the next light as my new veg light, because I'll need more veg lights to supply a whole another room of flowers. So that's my current plan. We'll see how it does with veg. Because I have nothing bad to say about next light. The HLG deal.
Right.
I mean, honestly, HLG is probably more efficient for like a smaller home grower. You look at some, it's dimmable, certain advantages like that. Truly nothing bad to say about Nextlight, except it's just pricey, and HLG was able to work with me, and Nextlight wasn't. So.
Right. Well, they definitely gave you a really nice deal.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes, they did. I feel it as well. So.
I'm surprised you didn't get 3. Honestly.
I just didn't have the money. Bro.
Wait a minute. No, you could have definitely got 3 of those at the price that you got them at. You could have got 3 of them.
Well,
and still had your money
I'm
left
still
over.
Gonna keep that. I'm going to be able to keep that discount, I think.
Oh.
So.
Well, that's cool.
That's a nice piece you got here. It's nice when it's thin.
There's Mardoober.
There he is. You would think California would have better internet access.
Yeah, I know, especially being wired in and everything.
They got free weed and shit internet. I don't understand it.
I bet. That's what happens when you have to fucking share the internet with 10% of the fucking world.
That's probably what it is. You have all the fucking people there. There's like 10 people using the internet here.
I'm like, yeah, well, we have the same amount of fucking fiber connections as everybody else does. We just have fucking 10 times as many people.
Yeah.
You want to see something disgusting? Hold on.
Wait, do we?
Let's play my favorite game. How many Wi-Fis am I in range of?
Oh God.
So, like, if you pull up your local Wi-Fi, how many Wi-Fis pop up?
Yeah, I
just
only
mine.
got maybe. Well, I mean, I live in a cul-de-sac in the city, so I have maybe 6 or 7.
I have just mine pops up.
1, half a dozen. Let's see what I got. If I don't pick up like 12 or 15, I'd be surprised.
Are they all named weird as fuck too? Because that's the key.
There is one called "Nigga Get Your Own Wi-Fi." There's a couple. There are a couple.
You gotta rename your Wi-Fi network. I tell everyone that.
So besides our own, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other Wi-Fis, including one labeled. Where is it? Where'd it go? It popped up the end there. There is one. It's back. God damn it! I can't see it. There's one that shows up a lot of times. It says "fucking nigga, get your own Wi-Fi."
Nigga, get your own damn Wi-Fi.
But yeah, dude. Oh, it's because I'm
smart printers.
It's because I'm connected to our fucking home network. I'm gonna forget that, so it scans wider. There we go. There it is.
Do you not have your main computer hard lined in?
Yes, this is a hard line. Look at that, though. Nigga, get your own Wi-Fi. It's your own Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's what happens if I that's what happens if I turn off my home internet. Is it gets like that, where it's like. Like 9, including ours. That's why the Wi-Fi here is so garbage. There's fucking 9 people within Wi-Fi range from sitting in the back end of the house.
Yeah, but if you're hardlined into the computer, I don't know why the Wi-Fi breaking should matter.
Oh no, it's not. It's not the Wi-Fi that breaks. It's the fucking internet. You look at the timer. Every hour on the hour, it just click.
Dude, that would probably drive an internet gamer absolutely fucking crazy.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, I'm getting like 40 megs. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, good down and then you just lose your
everything's smooth, and then every fucking 57 minutes, it's like disconnect. You have to unplug and replug the router to get it reconnected.
Man, I'd be calling up Comcast, be like, I run a fucking Bitcoin business. You're costing me money. Fix this shit.
Yeah, right.
I raised hell one time and they fixed all my problems after a while. Not at this house, but another location.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder. Ever since they sold our local Verizon outfit to Frontier, it's gotten worse.
I think at that time, though, I played games professionally for a living, is what I told the lady on the phone. I was like, I play games professionally for a living, ma'am. I can't have service.
I'm an esports competitor.
Ma'am, I can't have service.
I came in 3rd Copenhagen. You even know? And they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Third in
They're
Copenhagen.
like, someone make this nerd happy and fix his fucking service.
I will make your goddamn life miserable until you fix my internet.
You realize I have nothing to do all day long but call you about the internet not working.
Oh, dude. I lived in a rural location. I mean, like, anything's better than my house. Oh, is Honey home? Honey's home. You got it just that's the end of the show.
Today.
What is up, lefters? What's going on, bro?
I'm undocumented, bro.
What do you mean?
My license is expired.
Oh shit!
I went to Home Depot to rent a portable, and
They wouldn't rent you because
they're like, "Sorry, sir, you don't have a license." I'm like, "Yeah, undocumented."
Join my club.
Ain't that some bullshit though? And they're like, your shit's expired, and they're gonna deny it to you. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro.
I didn't figure it out until the other day, so I just renewed my license. It's actually fine. I just don't have that little document where you have to go to the DMV. Or in our state, you got to go to the DMV and get it printed out. I ain't gonna wait for that. So I just did it online, and it takes like 3 weeks plus to get it done. And
right,
I got to do mine this year.
So it looks like we're buying one, and we can always do the return policy if it doesn't work. Can you? I thought you said your license was expired too.
I have a valid one though. Yeah.
Shit! Saves the day.
Doober saves the day. Get her down, boys.
I didn't think you needed a license to drive in California. I didn't think they pulled you over if you were white.
No. You can get a license in California no matter where you're from. All you need is a birth certificate. They don't care what country because it says very clearly on there that you can't get benefits or vote with this ID.
You don't actually, you even have to have an ID to vote. I mean, you guys
I
know
never
that,
get carded when I vote.
You just go down there and say, I live at XYZ on 23rd Street, and they go, if you're not registered at that place, all you have to do is bring a piece of mail.
Yeah, it all varies state by state.
Yeah, there's no...
My regular polling place was so awesome that at primaries, no less, we had... Did I send you a picture of that? I thought I sent you a picture of that. I'm not shitting you. At primaries, they had coffee donated by Starbucks, a whole fucking urn. Oh, Lefty, here.
Oh, my drug.
Sorry, we
He
were
wants his drugs, Doober. Jeez.
God.
We've
Would
already
you just give him some drugs? Please, hurry.
Yeah, enjoy that 14 grams, Lefty.
Yeah, 14 grams, Lefty.
I remember. It's actually on him at this point. Well, I'm going to blame him because he's the one taking care of that part of it.
I got the biggest shoulders, so.
There you go.
But, no, that's on Doober to get to you guys. What? Yeah. Talk about that later.
Oh, cool.
I'm actually meeting most of my obligations, it seems.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Taste it.
About to.
The rig
You
is
got
on.
an e-nail there or what?
Yeah, it's all wrapped up in the fucking camera, though.
Whoa, there goes the camera.
Bye-bye.
Well, I was swinging the camera around earlier. You might get a moose knuckle here, just saying.
Holy swing.
It's the knuckle you love to moose, but you mustn't moose.
The knuckle. By the way, I'm going out of town Wednesday. I won't be back till Sunday.
I got you.
You come to see me, bro?
I'm going on the Manly Man
The manly man can.
camping trip.
Oh.
I love camping.
Good. So what do? Take a sleeping bag and a bedroll and call it, or what?
You have to have a little penis to go. That's the first part.
I hate camping.
Really?
Mike's not going?
No,
Mike started it.
Yeah. I'm a huge
When
camper.
I was a younger man, I spent enough time
When
living in culvert pipes that, like, you know.
And I was a yee lad.
No, I maxed out credit cards. And
Call it
got
walking the
best
pilgrim.
camping gear. If I'm ever homeless, I'm going to be the best homeless person you've
I'm
ever
gonna cover this up.
I'm going to be the best homeless person you ever met, he says.
Yeah, I'm going to have the nicest camping gear as a homeless person. I think I spent like $600 on my backpack or my.
I figured you would be dabbing them. I saved a couple aside for the show.
Yeah, I did spend $600 on my tent.
Nice. We still got fucking 7 viewers. We've kept a pretty strong viewership today. That's good. I'm happy with that. I think we'll stay with the goddamn. And why did my phone reset? That's a good question. I think I've dropped it too many times.
There's my tent for all you rich campers out there. Want to get
No. Like I said, when I was a kid, I used to sleep in fucking culvert pipes and parks. And I spent enough time actually homeless that like that is not a very appealing proposition to me. And I spent enough time actually camping when I was a kid too to like appreciate actual camping as well.
It's nice to disconnect every now and then because like I'm constantly on the internet, constantly on my computer. You know, like you West Coasters are never on Discord. You're always gone. Us East Coasters just live on Discord all sad as shit talking to each other because the weather sucks and the country sucks. So we're all trapped inside.
Let's start, give me some fucking, times and dates y'all would like to fucking post up on Discord and we can get back into the fucking, regular chats. I don't mind hopping into voice on Discord on the reg.
We're always on there just bullshitting around. I tell you what, Lemon Hoko's channel, man, has been pretty awesome, bro.
Yeah, he's blowing the fuck up.
Fuck. Well, he's just got great guests that come on and talk about knowledgeable shit all the time. They're just nice to listen to. But I prefer the small channels, you know what I mean? Because can't be Master Blaster in a fucking channel full of 900 people.
Let me know, anybody who's watching, if you'd like to friggin' see some privates with some more sensitive stuff, because, it's something that I would consider.
Like,
you had stuff on, though?
Well, I'm taking it to the mountains, so I don't want to.
Oh, that's your manly man supply?
Yeah, dog. That's a supply for the weekend.
You should only take half of that.
No, the other half's to get rid of the bear that's chasing him to put it into a fucking coma.
Now, the other half's going to you, Mischief. Don't act like you're not getting it.
Yeah, but that's not going to fit in that bag.
Yes. I'll pay for it right now.
They have 5 grams to get it to fit in the bag.
This isn't going to work.
You're going to have to put it in 2 envelopes or a bigger bag. Do you got a bigger bag?
I'm just going to break it in half, but where's my dab tool?
I think I have a bag.
Where my dab tool is.
I think I got it right here. I was using it. Sorry, I took a couple dabs of that stuff. I want you to try it. I really want you to. I'm really.
Listen, Daddy's antsy until he gets his fucking first dab. All right, you don't get back.
That's how I'm trying to do it.
I just got in the fucking door. I'm gonna get my buzz on. Where all you fucking kids bother me with your fucking questions and love.
Yeah, but
you know what I realized the other day?
And I don't like it. Okay?
I always have
fucked up.
I always have a dab tool.
Yeah.
Because I have a
poker. That's true. You know, most of that shit's good enough. You could probably just roll it into a little ball and just drop it into the thing. That's usually how I do it because it's not, unless it's really.
Oh no, this is glass, homie. There's no rolling ball.
Just get some sweaty fingers.
Sorry, guys. He's such
sweaty fingers so it doesn't stick. And drop that right in there.
No.
Hit it.
We should actually have a show called Low and High. It's just low standards and high standards, like shit like dab off gloves. And
no.
He did put those gloves on.
Gloves from when I handled that shatter.
He did use the restroom.
Well, I'm not worried about that, but I mean,
take the gloves off.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, there was there was a handling of some sort of shatter, and you should see it. You should have seen it 3 days later. It looked like looked like dead skin.
Is that Girl Scout cookie stuff still over there somewhere?
Well, that's what dust is in your house is 70% dead skin anyway. So just accept dead skin, bro.
Remember, I was talking about that really low yielding Girl Scout cookies. It wasn't bad. It's just was garbage, low yield. It was kind of buttery, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to judge them on consistency or color even because too many people get caught up in light is great and shatter is awesome, and that's just not the way it is. I've had pure rosin will just butter up after a couple days of drying out.
Look at that after
Well,
I fucking muscled
new
it
technique
for a
right now that a lot of people are doing, which
See
is
how that
shitty.
just sauced the fuck up? I smushed it. It's just like
oops,
fucking doo-doo.
Yeah, it's just terps floating to the surface.
They're taking plants at like 52 days so that the terps are all, I mean, that the trikes are all clear. And regardless if it's any good or not, it's a lot of times they're not even that strong. It's just that it's
really
clear, you know, and that's all. It's like, so a lot of times when you're seeing that
not
super
even
clear
gold,
shit,
man. It's like,
like I had a product that Mills made back in the day that he took my plant, fresh froze it, and made it, and it was clear as shit. It was like urine yellow, and it was fire. But that was literally having to take a plant and fresh freeze it. You know?
Doo-doo butter.
So unless a plant, that's amazing. Smells good too, but you should have seen the material that it was made from.
Yeah, I hate it. Industry's getting all clear is the best, you know.
I can show. We still have. There was like not even any like. Remember how speaking of Mills was always like looking at the bottom of the bag for the gold in the bottom. They're gold in them Nar Hills. We're watching you, Dab. Got 9 viewers, and they're all watching Lefty Dab like a boss. Because I sit here and fucking choke, and everybody's like, yeah, Doober's like me. He chokes on dabs.
That was more like a taster dab.
That was just a little one.
He's had less lipids and fats in his lungs than us.
Less cock.
I'll
Actually,
do a lefty size dab for it. Okay, do a lefty size dab and show us.
I don't think cock's been proven.
You got it.
In the lungs. I think that's bro science.
Yeah, I think that's bro science. Sounds like some ancient Roman technique to me.
Yeah, who taught you that? The Greeks?
Greeks taught the world, homie. Them and the
in
the
Greeks
Persians.
It's a great movie where like it's like the guys arguing with the Greek store owner, and he's like, "We gave you democracy," and the guy's like, "Yeah, but you also gave us faggots."
Oh, ouch!
I just thought it was funny. It's a comedy.
Okay, the views of Bishop Mike do not represent.
I'm quoting the movie. All right, that's what he said in the movie.
I was watching fucking.
We don't need to start quoting American History X on the show either.
I was watching fucking Biggest the other day, and he leads off the show with this whole fucking preclude about like how it's like medical cannabis only, and yeah, look at the size of that fucking monster.
Yeah, it looks nice.
That's disgusting. That's huge.
There you go. Rip that. Rip her down, son.
You got it. You want to get like let's get like 3D action on it.
Let's get some close up going on.
Go around.
Go this way.
Sorry for the dick. Oh.
Some fucking.
Let's do this.
There you go. Rip that. Nice bucket.
I'll give you the big screen. Oh, I left these on fucking blast.
Whoa.
All see is
bucket.
We circle to the extreme. Here, I got your cameraman.
There you go. You just cameraman me.
Are you guys trying to upskirt this? What is going on here?
Yeah.
Fucking TMZ.
Lefty.
Miley Cyrus video.
Go topper. Go top. Just be the cameraman.
Like a fucking Miley Cyrus. There we go. That's what he said. It's like a Miley Cyrus video. There we go. You can get full milk on that.
Red King
If you lean just a little bit to the left, you got it right there.
A little bit to the left.
Like bring it to your mouth. Bring the rig to your mouth, not your mouth to the rig.
Oh yeah, bud.
There goes Lefty with the monster dab. The monster dab. He took a monster dab. And then he cleared the fucking chamber.
Nice, right? Very nice. You win.
Pretty good, dude.
Does it pass the lefty test of approval?
Stony.
You didn't make the noise. That's usually on the second or third dab, though.
Well, it doesn't have the cookie terps. Those cookie terps tickle my butt.
Is that what makes the noise?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why you get it from the Jawa, but not from...
I think so. Jawas and those.
So, anybody who's not
Okay.
familiar, when Lefty gets a really good dab, he makes a special little noise.
Yeah.
It sounds mildly sexual, so I've taken to like making big groany noises when he makes it.
It probably is mildly sexual.
Oh, and whenever we're doing like...
I'm pretty sexual, bro. Look at me. I fucking blasted
Bringing sexy back.
1970 or 1994 glasses.
Whenever I'm doing anything that requires like heavy thumping here, like I'm like, you know,
Cool show, by the way. If you haven't seen on Netflix, called Narcos. A little bit on the older side. It's about
Yeah, I was just saying, where were you like fucking 3 years ago when that show came out, bro?
Fair enough, dude. You told me about it too as my dad. I'm like, God,
Have you heard of the show called Friends? It's really cool.
have you seen West Wing? West Wing, guys. Fucking shit.
so
Anyway, Narcos good.
no, I get this every once in a while, like freaking Seinfeld. That's the one I get with people. I'm like, have you seen Seinfeld? And like younger people are like, no, what?
They don't even rerun Seinfeld, dude. I'm not sure it has its place in the culture. Like
Yeah,
a show about
there's totally reruns on Seinfeld out here.
I don't think they'd eat most
no one watches TV though. There's no reruns on the fucking internet. Millennials ain't watching TV.
More
If I
people
see,
watch
if I see
TV.
a commercial, I get inherently so upset. It's not. It's so wrong.
it's hard to argue that, dude. I'm with you. I'm like,
I'm with ad block all the time. You know, when I see a fucking commercial, I get irate.
Commercials are awesome.
of course.
No.
I look at no.
How would I know about fucking what cool new products
I
to
need
buy?
to get
if
like
I
7
didn't
shows
have a
in this
commercial?
hour that I've got off.
No.
7 of them. Oh.
Yeah, try watching like any TV show, like The Walking Dead, like on AMC, and you'll want to shoot yourself. Like, no, I gotta pirate that shit the next day, where they've erased all the fucking commercials.
No, I just watch TV for the purpose of commercials. That's
Well,
it.
then you are fucked up in the head.
This thing.
Are we gonna lose viewers with the George Michael curl? Here, we should use the other one, the one that's actually pretty. What? That one's my like number 2 curl. I have a number 1. It's the best curl. Somewhere.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll show everybody my freaking hair and my thinning spot. See it? Thinning.
I got a thick old head of hair.
No, it's just because my hair's so fucking long and pulls in weird fucking directions. It's probably less thick than it was, but like, I'm by no means thinning.
I'm thinning.
But it always looks like that from the top.
See, like, you can see kind of where it stopped here a little bit.
I just have like 400 parts.
And it just goes like all around, like all this up here.
Let's inspect our heads.
I'd look like that weirdo that like would have spiked hair and half of his hair would be gone and the other half would be like spiked, you know?
You should get the
Or like you've done your first level of plugs. Like you went from total
Yeah,
bald,
yep.
and you got your first step of plugs.
That's the problem with the look. It's technically like it's almost like
It's
pre-plugged.
already a look.
I'm not sure which one's worse, comb over
See?
or like I just had plugs done
You
look.
lose a whole bunch of like culture references though when you lose those ads and those.
Dude,
commercials.
get that tattoo where they like put little
Think
dots
about
all
a
over your
local
head.
auto dealership whose jingle you can't get out of your head because you were fucking raised on it. And nowadays you hardly ever hear it anymore unless you have like a unpaid Pandora without ad block or something. Just saying.
Well, I'm heading to Chicago this weekend, and they have medical marijuana there. So I'm not sure if maybe I can get a rec somehow and check the shops out while I'm there.
Do you have to have a rec to check the shops out?
I don't know. It's Michigan.
Is it
Or Illinois? It's not Michigan.
is
Fuck
it rec? Is it
Chicago's
recreational
not in
there, or is
Michigan.
it
Chicago's in Illinois.
Chicago is Illinois.
Illinois?
That's what I said. Oh, so what? Are you going to Michigan though, or are you like gonna?
No, forget Michigan. I'm going. I said that by mistake. I'm going to Chicago. But they have wreck in Illinois. So I don't know how that works. I shall find out.
You'll report back next week and let us all know.
Yeah. I don't want to put my name on a list somewhere that goes to some database that I have no fucking idea where it goes to. Though.
You know, here's the deal. If it's medical, that's not a problem because they can't touch medical records. Right, Leffy?
Well, HIPAA should protect me.
Really, it's a lot tougher.
Will it, though, is another question. Here's the problem. HIPAA will protect you. HIPAA will protect you if it's a medicine. If the government doesn't look at marijuana as a medicine and then somehow changes their view in the future and all these
here's the deal.
Doctors are now drug dealers.
Regardless of the marijuana, HIPAA protects the right between a patient and their doctor, regardless of what's going on between them.
It's like
like if you go in and you pay a doctor for a visit, regardless of what that doctor's for, the intent of that doctor's visit is between you and that doctor. And if that doctor's visit nets you a recommendation that allows you to buy medical marijuana, there's no way that doctor can give that information without being liable to huge losses.
Well, here's the problem: is not only that, but like the only way to really find out. I mean, there's a network of doctors that do it. You'd have to like somehow know the doctor, then subpoena that specific doctor to give up all of his lists, and the doctor ain't going to do that. Mm-hmm. And the doctor the doctor's really going to be protective of that because then guess what? No patient's ever going to go to that doctor again.
I'm hoping they have some like signs out where it's like 150, get your rec card here.
No, it's the same. the great
go on Weed Maps, you'll find it.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure. Just go online. There's probably a place that has a rec, and the people at the rec will be able to point. The last question your medical marijuana doctor will ask you at the interview, if you have one, is, do you need a recommendation for a dispensary? I mean, when you got your rec, when you got your rec, wasn't that like
there's a problem.
They kind of like wrapped up the thing with like, you know how to get your medicine, right?
Yeah, the doctors have to be careful with that because there's something called the Stark anti-kickback laws in California. So you can have a bunch of things that you honestly are objectively recommending, but you can't like go to this place and then get a kickback on the back. You can't do that.
They had just like pamphlets and stuff up front, but that was like the last question they asked at the interview was, do you have like somewhere to go to get your medication, because they said they have a few sources like
there's little ways around it, but Stark laws are pretty gnarly in their design so that like doctors can't go own a lab for instance and then say, go down to this lab and get your labs drawn.
You know how it goes, like the sesh thing out here. Somebody would go by and drop off a stack of fucking stickers or business cards or whatever at the doctor's office and say, hey, we're in business, if you got any patients, send them our way. Doctor will go, okay, cool. And same thing. And they go, okay, well, here, take a stack of our cards, and there's nothing really wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Well, that's objective, though. Like, hey, I like you, you like me. Why don't you recommend your patients to me? No one's getting paid for that outside of the services that they provide. That's just
but that's how Florida got in trouble with Oxycontins for a little while. When that shit went down, they were like, here's your prescription for Oxycontins, and right next door, you can buy them.
There's a pharmacy. Well, keep in mind, Purdue Pharma also designed Oxycontin as the non-addictive alternative to opiate-based, which is another opiate-based, but opiate-based
traditional
opiate-based products, so that you can give them to your patients and you're okay. They won't get addicted. That's how they sold it.
That's how they sold everyone down the line. Actually,
well, even like the company Watson Pharmacy that made the original Vicodin and all that. They're like, it's pretty fucking addictive. No problem. Just be careful with your patients, kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Purdue Pharma's like, this is revolutionary. Everybody's dying from it. It's like, oh my god. That's one argument you have right, Mischief. They should be like strung quartered and brought through the hollows and tarred and feathered. It's destroyed America.
The secret
all their money given to all the victims.
The secret to that is what places like other first world nations do, is they require a generic to be provided. Sure, you can sell your medication, but you have to give us a generic.
Well, there are no brands in most of the world.
That we
pay for all the brand shit.
He's right about that. We make most of the medicine.
We do.
But the other countries refuse to pay our super exorbitant prices, though. That's why they still get their fucking medicine.
If you want to come to our market in Western Europe, you can't sell generic. You can't sell medicine like that. So it's all generic.
Plus, also, there's a lot of medicine that they don't make generics for. Specifically, when you get to like targeted problems or disorders, if you have a targeted one, a specific one, usually there's not a generic for that, because there's no incentive for another company to try and make that drug. So why would they? So.
Oh, we found the drug for restless leg syndrome.
I had this weird bladder for a little bit. I had to pay for this weird drug called Elmeron. It was $1,500 a month after insurance, and I had a $7,000 deductible, so I had to pay that until it was covered completely.
That's brutal.
Oh, it was so brutal, bro. Yeah.
Oh, careful.
Well, it's like pregnancy. I mean, I deal with it all the time with women currently, and so you see some people come in with they're like, oh, I got great insurance. They give it to you. You're like, oh, yeah, it's 100% covered after a $7,000 deductible. And, the fees are only $4,000 or whatever it is. And it's like, oh, great. So insurance will cover it. Yeah, it'll cover it, but you realize your deductible.
Yeah,
it's
you're covering
like
it,
$5,000.
and then the insurance is going to cover that. In fact, they'll actually make money off you.
It always seems like the most vulnerable stuff they buck you for.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on.
Well, what gets me about those is like when you have high deductible plans and a premium that you got to pay monthly too. It's like,
but I'm an insurance whiz. I can get the majority of women that have middle to low income on some sort of a supplemental insurance plan that'll pay most of the cost.
Yeah.
I have to admit, California does a really good job with that side of it.
Ms. Doober's calling my ass saying restless leg is no joke.
Hey, I'm pretty darn sure.
And I'm not saying it's a joke. I was just saying it's a specific syndrome that you develop a medication for, and if there's one that works and doesn't have a lot of terrible side effects, why would it be worth anybody's time to
Well, my thing is my leg bothers me at night, but do I really want diarrhea in addition to every other night having my leg not bother? No, I just maybe I'll stick with the leg being bothered.
Yeah, I would try a massive dose of psilocybin mushrooms and see if that resets your leg.
No, microdosing. It's all about microdosing. Come on, man. Don't recommend anybody take massive.
No, ego death is the only way to have true beneficial effects, or true negative effects. But one of the way.
Now, I am a proponent of microdosing psilocybin and other psychoactive substances for the purposes of, altering certain, mood abnormalities and seizures. And I mean, I've seen it happen.
Cluster headaches.
I study the science, and ayahuasca, ibogaine, psilocybin, these are all being studied and used by MAPS. If anyone doesn't know what MAPS is, check it out. It's a great organization in America that studies psychoactive drugs and tries to get them more recognized. But they find that acid and LSD, shrooms, they rewrite neural network pathways in your brain. So
interesting. Or open them up that haven't been found for a while or something like that.
Well, they react. They just create new ones even sometimes.
Almost like T cells.
Provides the ability.
So here's what I say about psychoactive substances. If you're a completely happy person and you couldn't be happier, don't do psychedelics. What do you have to gain, right? If you suffer from depression, anxiety, if you have some kind of problem, if your life's not perfect, what do you have to lose? You know what I mean? So that's the way I look at psychedelics, right? If you're happy, don't risk it. Restless leg, though, yeah, I would fucking mega dose.
I would argue, and I think that it's a kind of a silly argument, but I would argue the one thing they need to do with it is make it a little bit safer to eat. In other words, so I'm in favor of all that stuff. If there's any way to, if one person's seizures go away because they ate mushrooms, I'm gonna let them do it. What the fuck? But my thing is, make sure they're not consuming something that may kill them as well.
I agree. Well, for one, the LDL on mushrooms is actually, I don't think you can die on mushrooms. I don't think literally you can consume enough psychedelic mushrooms to kill yourself.
I'm talking about people that have lower immune systems or something like that and consume something with a funny mold that ends up kind of fucking them up. Something silly like that. Other than that.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also, too, as a recommendation, if you do go deep and you've never done any kind of psychedelics before, have a guide with you. Have someone to keep an eye on your dumbass because you don't know how you're going to react the first time. Or try DMT, because DMT you can't even move. You're just stuck in a spot for about 6 to 12 minutes in another world. You don't even have the ability to move.
This is the private streams.
You're in a 12-minute... This is educational.
We've lost the viewers ever since we started discussing.
This is the psychedelic one's going to go on the private streams. We're also 30 minutes over our nut, even though we started about 10 minutes late. So we're going to wrap it up here so that it's not a 10 million mile thing. We lost Apprentice. Thank you for coming out earlier, Apprentice.
Love you, Apprentice.
Everybody who showed up.
That was our one viewer we lost.
And yeah, that was probably him. And maybe Ms. Doober too. But
yeah, you pissed her off with the restless leg.
Work. I got to pick her up. She knows I'm over budget. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. You got anything to share that's not political, nor religious, nor socioeconomically related, Mike?
Nope.
I love you, dude.
All right.
Lock
him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Love you guys.
Take
care.
Tuning in.
See you, buddy.
Mr. Mardoober out.